Hello everybody, and welcome back to some All the Mod 7 to the Sky. How you guys doing today? I hope you are doing well. I am. So, last episodes, we've been getting into our Britannia stuff. We got to the Gaia Guardian, we got all the way through, we got our Wither Aconite, and got all that squared away. And then we were going to do some enchanting stuff. Which I've already went ahead and done. I decided it was not going to be anything that really we could just kind of go over what I had going on, and it'd be a whole lot simpler. So we had went to the Twilight Forest and got a whole bunch of gear. We done the dungeon in the other, and got a whole bunch of stuff out of it. Enchanted books. I don't even know where that bag is now. Um, we got enchanted books, we got enchanted gear, and everything like that. And went about our business and was going to do some enchanting. Well, as you can see, we are all enchanted up. Now, it's not necessarily where we're going to keep it, and it's not necessarily the best stuff, but we are good to go. So we made the enchantment extractor. This guy will take anything that's got enchantments on it, you give it a book, and it will take the enchantments off. Well, hello. I don't need you. And so I took everything, most everything we had. There's still a few items in here that I have not done just yet. And got books. And books and books and books. So we've got some stuff left over. Now, some of this stuff I'm not going to need. We'll figure out something to do with it later. For now, we're just holding on to it. I just kind of went through and done everything we had, and just to see what we got. And so now we've got soul bound on all of, well, not on that, but on all of most of our gear. Our rending gale, our magnet, all of our armor, and our tools, and our bag. I've also got, I'll just kind of hover over these. You can read the mana stuff. I don't necessarily need right now, but we're going to be getting through Ars Nuevo pretty soon, so I figured that would help along the way. Now, the problem that I have is that I run into was XP for enchanting all of this. I burnt through all the XP we had in here, which was quite a bit. And then I started messing around here. We had the essence, the mob essence that we were getting from our mob farm. And I was trying to figure out the best ways to go about doing this. First, I started making the dissolution chamber. Dissolution chamber, it'll turn essence just straight into bottles of enchanting. That's not going to pull out right now because I've got this stopped. Oh yeah, I have it stopped because I don't want it to, but you can see. But I was doing that, and I was like, there's got to be an easier way than standing here and doing this right here because that doesn't work very good. And I realized you could take the bottles of enchanting and turn it into the essence of knowledge through the centrifugal separator. And so that's what I did. I'm pumping these guys into here and running them into a tank, and I went and got our XP tap, and that was how I started doing it. Now, what I didn't realize until after I finished everything is you can actually just hook that up straight to our essence, and it'll give XP. I was not aware it would do that. You live and learn. But we also, this is something that I had never messed with. Functional storage has added fluid drawers to this. And with all the upgrades, it will hold the 2.1 billion buckets of stuff. So, yeah, these things are awesome. They work just like storage drawers do. And it makes life a whole lot simpler. Now that we've got all of that done, what are we going to do today? Well, today, I do have one more other thing that I wanted to do. We're going to get us some more power stuff. That's one of the things we're doing. We are going to start working our way into... This guy by itself was holding 4 million RF, and with the the holding X, we now can hold 24 million RF. So that gives us a nice little buffer. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to upgrade our power today, and we're going to start working towards applied energistics. Before we get into really setting up all of our machines and stuff like that, we're going to be getting into heavy-duty mechanism and stuff like that, because we do have to get all the way through mechanism, getting into the polonium and all that stuff to make the mech suits. We need the polonium pellets. We're going... ooh, I didn't know that. We need that too. I hadn't looked at these recipes. But all of that. So that is kind of where we're going with all this. But if we're going to do it, we might as well go ahead and start automating all this stuff while we're at it. So that's kind of what we're going to do. But power... well, before we get into power-wise, quests. We got some quests we need to complete. 1, I made some sugar. There we go. 2, productive bees. I made the bottler. The bottler will actually make... that's the one thing that I started with to begin with in making these guys here. If we go... where's that at? The bottler... turning the essence. This is what I started with, was making this. It doesn't work very fast. So yeah, there was that. All the power, I got one for making the energy cell that we just made, and thermal, we got one for the storing the power. I did make a Enderium component, and we got the centrifugal separator, which I just made, and that's all of that. So, but anyways, as far as power goes, we're going to get into making our bigger reactor. This guy, we can hold our ponder button here and build us a nice little reactor. It has to be, I think, at least 5x5. Or is it 3x3? 3x3 is the smallest. We're going to make it a lot bigger than that. I've gotten started getting some stuff together. If I can get out of here and get to where I need to be. I have a chest here somewhere. I've started, we've got glass, uranium. We'll get into that just a second. And I've got a bunch of graphite. Graphite was kind of a byproduct of being able to let this guy sit and run. And I started collecting the coal for it, because using the coal inside of here gives us the graphite. So there we go. So, but as far as that's full, yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. That'll work. So, but as far as uranium goes, I spent some time and made us some more uranium seeds. And we've got uranium essence going. And that's kind of what I sat and done. I sat here, grew a bunch of stuff, just watching YouTube videos, getting what we needed, and hopefully we've got enough to get started with this. That's kind of all I wanted before we automate it all and set it all up. So, but like I said, this guy, we just go into here. So we're going to need, we don't need a computer port. We're going to need a power tap. We are going to need reactor glass. We are going to need reactor casing. We're going to need a redstone port. We're going to need a access port. We're going to need the terminal. We're going to need the control rod, and we're going to need the fuel rods. And I think that's everything we need. Pretty sure. All this other stuff, I don't know nothing. We need to build a turbine. I haven't built a turbine for bigger reactors in forever. We'll have to see about doing that. Anyways, as far as this goes, all it takes is a bunch of iron, some uranium, and graphite. A little bit of redstone along the way, a diamond for that. We're going to need a ton of these reactor casings. The glass itself is reactor casing with glass, so that's why we have all the glass. So that is what I'm fixing to start doing, is making a bunch of stuff. I'll be back. Alright, so we are back. We've got this thing built. I built a 9x9, and we've got a 5x5 control rods in the middle. I'm trying to figure all of the basics out of this. It's a little bit different because we don't have all the cooling fluids and stuff like that that we used to have. But from what I can gather, placing them in a bunch in the middle will cause more reactivity. It's going to burn more fuel, but once we get things going, we won't have to worry about uranium anyways. But we'll get more power out of it. And from what I can gather, at least right now, the best thing we can use is graphite for trying to cool it. Right now, it's not doing anything. It is online, and I've got it set up. This is our power tap. I've got to get it set up here in a minute to go. We've got our input and our output, and then if you come back here, we've got our redstone hooked up. I've got this set to trigger while it's below 70%. So what this is going to do is it's going to realize that once the power gets below 70% in this, it will trigger a redstone signal. And I've got this set to trigger on signal, which means if the redstone is lit, this thing will do what it's supposed to do and it will turn on, which so far, so good. Now, to get us a bunch of uranium to put in here, and let's see how much power we're actually going to be making. So let's do this. Oop. It's sucking all of that right quick. That took every bit of that. So we are 75,000 RF a tick right now. It looks like that's where that's going to kind of... That is burning up a ton at a time. That I do not like. Alright, so we're going to do some testing. Let's do this. That should fill that up. This guy should come down. And it's not turning back on. Why? Oh, I broke everything, so this may not work. So trigger at 70%. Trigger while above, trigger while below. That turned on now. And we're getting about half of what we were getting, but there's no... Oh, I don't have the waste set up to eject, do I? No. It is set to eject the waste. But it did shut off. And we only got about half as much. Alright, so here is what I have gathered. Now, this is not any kind of official thing, but this is what I have figured out while I'm sitting here just kind of messing around. One, we have the same amount of fuel rods in a checkered pattern as we did with the all in the middle. The exact same amount. And the only difference that I'm getting between the numbers is if we have the cooling rod. So this set up exactly like this, still getting the exact same amount of waste, the 10 millibuckets at a time, and the 75-ish thousand RF a tick. Add the graphite blocks inside of it, and it drops to the 30,000 RF a tick, and the millibuckets go down. So it's kind of a, which way do you want to go? You can either have more waste and use more fuel, or we can use and get more power, or we can use less fuel and have less power. We're going to go the other route. So I've got to do some work on getting uranium taken care of pretty easily. Let's get on that. Alright, so in order to do this, we're going to make us a few garden cloches. We're going to use our power that we have to generate more power, basically. Should be a fairly light trade. What we are going to do with the cloches should be covered under all of this, and we or what we're already generating, and not including what we've got going there. So, to make the cloche, we need treated wood, which we can do all kinds of. We've got all of the creosote oil. And then we need to make iron mechanical components and these incandescent light bulbs. And to do that, we need the engineer's blueprint for crafting components, which was fairly easy to make. So we've got all of that. And we can throw this guy and this guy in here. And what else did I need for this? Paper. And we've got all kinds of paper. And now we've got all kinds of light bulbs. So we can make a bunch of those. Now I'm waiting on some iron plates. The iron plates with the copper ingots give us the mechanical components that give us 11 of them for now. We're not going to make that many of these. And then finally, we need just a whole bunch of wood. Let's go grab us another stack. Did I get it? I got it. And we should be good to go. Alright, so the quick and easy way of doing this is I got us a basic fluid tank from Mechanism, and with the creosote in it, we should be able to just do this all right quick and be done with it. All we got to do is right click on the tank, fill up our tank. Is it full? It is not. 1, 2, 3. It is now not full. One more. We're full. Do that, put that in there, and boom, now we've got all of the treated wood planks, and we just need our close recipe back up here, and we should be able to make 11. We're not going to use that many of them though. So I'm trying to get some insanium to going. We've got everything just about set up. I've got the closest. We're going to run with 6 of them. I'm trying to get the insanium farmland going in order to do that. And I decided something. Somebody needs to create a mod for all the squatting and twerking that we do. Your butt just gets bigger and bigger. You wouldn't be able to see the screen. Alright, so a few more bits and bobs I have learned. Number 1, garden cloches, they're not as good. As I don't know if they're just turned down in this pack or what. But they're not growing very fast. Even adding bone meal, you get a 1.2 growth modifier. And that's it. There's not much to it. And even with the dirt doesn't matter what we use. We didn't waste time. We can use this eventually. But the insanium doesn't matter what tier dirt we put in here. It's just going to give us 2 bits for it. So we're going to have to do something else. We should be good at least now for the time being. We're not not using a whole lot of this power. So this should be able to keep up until we can work on the next bit of it, which I will take care of. We'll wind up doing probably off camera. In order to do what we need to do, we can go in here to Mystical Agriculture and start making these growth accelerators. We do have the lily pad of fertility. We've got some ways to speed crop growth up, so we can do stuff. The only problem with this one is I don't have a good enough mob farm set up to get all this stuff. So that's where we're at with that for the moment. It's time to move on to something different. Alright, so we don't really have enough time to start our applied energistics today. So what we are going to do is do something else. We're going to need some dead coral. I just broke all those and got nothing from that because I used the wrong pickaxe. I need this guy, which means I've got to do this all again. We're going to make our structure compass. We're going to need this. You can use this to locate structures. So that's kind of what we're going to do. We need some dead coral for this. that give us our dead coral that time. We need some mossy cobblestone blocks, which we'd already made some seeds, so we had that. We need a compass. And that should be everything. So there is our compass. There is our structure compass. And that is all we needed for that. This stuff can go up. And now to do what we need to do, let's head to the other. Alright, so we're here in the other, and we are going to look for the structure Aldemodium Ancient Pyramid. That is what we want. We have got one in a viscerally direction here. So let's go to it. Alright, so here we go. This is the structure we are looking for. This is where the piglets spawn. As you see, we've got one out here as it is. They have a ton of health. And something it is not liking. Oh, it's not liking this. So let's get our... Let's wait just a minute. Alright, so trying to kill this guy is not working very well. Let's see if we can pick him up with this. We can. That give us boar essence. Let's head home right quick. So the next bit of business is going to find out if we can kill these guys in here. And they do die. And every bit of what just happened went into the trash. Because, yeah. So, let's do that again. Alright, so we are back. We're going to pop our head in here, see what we can't get into. Problem that I have is I don't have a whole lot of torches, I don't believe. I do not. I can make some torches. Actually, you know what we can do? We've got wood everywhere. I need torches. Alright, torches in hand. We are headed back. I have no idea what we are going to run into in here. Outside of our normal stuff like this. Nothing in the chest. Diamond block I will take. But nothing in the chest. All right. There is a sword in that one. That's not bad. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. A zombie arm. Oh yeah, I forgot. We've got like the crazy looting and stuff on our sword, and I have nothing to put all this stuff in. We'll take the good stuff, though. Alright. Alright, do we got anything in here? Quick charge, no. Nothing really that I need. Let's refill our torches and we'll head on to the next area. Oh yeah, this doesn't look good. Well, we're doing some damage to him. If I get rid of these dang witches. Oh. Come on. Oh, now we got another one? Oh, no, it's the same one. And he is gone. Oh. Can I get some peace for just a second? Let's go see if we can find, let's go back downstairs. I seen another one of these guys. I want to grab him. And I've got so much stuff on me. Let's throw some stuff in the trash can. Wither skeleton I don't need. The piglet heart is what we were looking for. We got 4 from that, which isn't bad. And the rest of this stuff can just go away for the time being. I got what I wanted, which was a piglet heart. I want one more of these guys. We'll float around here, see if I can find another one. I hear the mobs inside still fighting. Let's cut through the door. Or cut through the wall. And see if we can find a... No, that's got one. I just want to find one more of these guys. Alright. I was actually going to try to come through the top, and I figured we'd just take care of the bottom and see what we had when I originally come in here. So now we got what we wanted. There is a lot of mobs in that place. Let's get out of here and go back home. Alright, so we're back home, all cleared out. We've got 2 more of these guys that we can use later, which we're going to use later. We're going to build a farm with them. And then we got our piglet charts. These guys we need for the dragon soul. And it's also what we use to make the unobtainium, all the modium, all that kind of stuff, which I don't know if we actually even need. Other than, I guess, a quest. So that'd be it. Who knows? We'll get into that further on. But we do have a few quests to complete. We've got one for our structure compass. What else do we have? Our bounty board. We got one for killing 10 witches. Witch hat and a witch hat. We don't need either one of them. Let's see here. We need to kill the wither. I gotta figure out the Elder Guardian stuff. We got one for the pipe upgrades. I had to make some of those. We got one for the piglet heart. And that is where we are at. So, that's it we'll put some stuff up. I'm going to do some work off camera and start our next episode, which we're going to get into. I got so many arrows in me. We're going to start getting into some applied energistics. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.